Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about, welcome everybody, and thank you for being here, by the way, and just taking the time out of your busy schedule. So we're going to talk about Emerald, the importance of it, why it's important to hit it, why you should hit it as fast as possible, and why it's basically like opening your business. And so it's the first rank that you can advance. And so it really is when your business opens. We have what's called a left and a right leg. And so there's you at the top, and then you're going to have a left leg and you have a right leg. And so you build both sides, but one of them is going to be considered your strong leg because everyone from your upline. So everyone that gets added, like if you were my coach, for example, so Maria's on my coach, she's on my right leg. So everyone that I add and everyone that gets added after she ever signed up, she gets volume for. So she has that's her strong leg. So all of that volume, and it goes down to infinity. So it's like 300 coaches below her, she'll always get the volume from. So that's considered her strong leg. Her weak leg is just one that she only builds herself. But you have to build, in order to advance rank, you have to build both sides. So Maria may come to me and say, hey, it looks like there's 3 coaches in my downline, but they're not her personally sponsored coaches. They're coaches that either I added or people on the right side have added. And so they're not her personally sponsored for rank advancement per se, but she gets volume from all of those. So you have the right leg and you have the left leg. So to become an Emerald coach, you just put one on your right side and one on your left side. And so then you become an Emerald. It's just basically enrolling 2 people into your business. And so we say that your business is opening because that's when you're eligible for Team Cycle bonus. So when we talk about like the bigger paychecks that coaches can get every single week, it's more so that residual income. So like when you're sleeping or when you're going on vacation and you come home and you get paid a good amount of money, that is from residual income from your team as your team grows. And so like the volume I was just telling you, Maria gets all this volume from the right side. So she's going to have a lot more volume on one side than the other. You guys are all in the same spot. And then the other side she has to build as well. And so what Beachbody does is they take the volume and they basically, it kind of gets balanced out for it's a ratio of 1 to 2. So every time this is at 1 and this is at 2, she gets $14. So as an Emerald coach, you get $14 for every cycle. So if she has enough volume that this cycles twice and that it's 2 to 4 or 3 to 6, depending on how much volume she has, then it gets multiplied. So 14 times for one cycle, 14 times 2 is 28 for 2 cycles, and so on. So 14 times however many times it cycles. So it's 100 to 200. So when I say 1 to 2. So as you probably know, like Shakeology is 90 points. So you need to have 100 on this side and 200 on this side. So your volume gets banked when you don't use it. So as long as you're an active Emerald, when you hit Emerald, that volume gets banked. So if you have 90 and 90, you don't have enough to cycle. So it goes into a bank. Then once it has enough when you have a certain amount and it says, oh, I need 50 points to cycle, it pulls from your bank. So all that stays in your bank, which is pretty amazing because like it sounds crazy, but like Mike has like $12,000 worth of points I haven't used yet that I haven't cycled because I haven't built his business enough. But when you start to build, that's where that residual income starts to come in. So that's like obviously like the most important thing, because even if you're making $14 a week, like it's $15 for your business fee. So that's covered. And then anything additional to that is just additional income. So other than like you paying for your Shakeology, anything that you are bringing in is just going to be residual income for you. So that's why we really want you to focus on at least getting those first 2 people right away, because you get the Team Cycle bonus. So everyone starts at $14. Like that's the first cycle that you'll get, but we all start in the same place. We all start somewhere. So you really want to focus on that because that's where the big money will start to come in down the road. The next benefit of being an Emerald is customer leads. So if someone goes to beachbody.com and they become a free member, or they get Beachbody on demand and they don't have a coach, then they get assigned a coach. So you may get that coach. So as long as you're an Emerald, you're eligible for these free coaches. Their initial purchase you don't make commission for, but after that you make commission for. So I have people all the time. Every single week, it tells you your new customers and like your free leads. So you know that these are people that you don't know who they are. And you just reach out to them and say, hey, I'm your free coach. Can I help you with your health and fitness? Do you need to be in a challenge group? Do you have interest in coaching? And those are the people that may respond to you and may be challengers on your team, and they may be coaches on your team, or they ignore you. But it's someone that you just get free commission for. So it's a huge bonus because it's just free money that you're getting as well. And then Success Club leads. So if you hit Success Club 5, then you can get all kinds of, basically everything except Shakeology and challenge packs is like any types of purchases. So it can be Beachbody on Demand. It can be a 3-day refresh, anything like that. If you hit Success Club 10, then they give you Shakeology leads and challenge pack leads. So purchases. So there are times that like I've hit Success Club 6 because I've gotten 3 challenge pack sales from strangers that I don't even know. So that's that commission every single month that you get. You're guaranteed to get them as long as you hit Success Club 5 or Success Club 10. So that all that commission is coming into you. So if you have someone that's drinking Shakeology every month, it's a stranger that you make $30 from every single month. And again, some of them ignore you. They don't care about having a coach. They just want to buy product. And sometimes you have people that buy a lot. Like I had a guy that used to buy like $300 worth of like P90X bars like every other month. And so I would just make that commission. He finally like responded to me at one point and I was like, you should just be getting a discount. And he's now like a discount coach on my team. Because I needed like Mike to go Emerald, a Diamond or something. Like, so you can utilize those people down the road, but it's just free money. So basically like in the beginning, when I tell you like how to get to Emerald, you may have to put some money up front, but I'm going to teach you how to basically get that money back. And even if in the end, like you're spending $50 to get to Emerald, you're going to make so much more money back in the end with Team Cycle bonus, free leads, free customers. And so that's why we really try to get people to Emerald as soon as possible, because that's where all the benefits come in. Because if you are just yourself, then you're just making commission all the time. And that can be very up and down. Some weeks you're going to make way more commission than other weeks, depending on seasons, summer, holidays. And so when you are just making money on commission, then it's not as consistent. But when you know you're starting to grow a team below you, that's where that residual money comes in. So if you have a goal, like when I first started coaching, I was like, I don't know, maybe like $750 a month would like be amazing, you know? And my coach was like, oh, you can so do that. I mean, I didn't really know the potential, and I didn't know if that's what I really even could do, because I didn't really want to run a business. But when you start to see that as long as you're consistent with your working out and sharing it and inviting people, and your team starts to grow, then like a good amount of income is going to come along your way. So that's why we really want you guys to try to hit Emerald as fast as possible. Now, the one thing I want to say is if you have a spouse and you want to be in this business long-term for income, then having your spouse is like really crucial to your business, because down the road, you end up being able to basically like double your income. So, and having your spouse at the top of your downline is really important as well. So for the same reason I talked about with Maria. So she's on my right side. Everyone that I added after her, she gets volume from. But if there was a rock star that signed up just before Maria, she doesn't benefit from any of that volume. So for example, I wasn't married to my husband when I was a new coach. So he is further down. And so I probably miss out on like, I don't know, maybe like $1,000 a month or so because of just where he is placed a little lower in my downline. And I've heard of many coaches that are like, there's like thousands of dollars a month that they just miss out on because their husband wasn't like the very top. Even like if it's second or third down, sometimes there's someone that just ends up being like a rock star and they create a ton of volume. So we always say, put your spouse there. And when we talk about going to Emerald, these aren't people that have to be there forever. And if it's your spouse, we say to aim for that, because then it's more income for your household. So it only makes sense for your spouse. But some people aren't married. Some people just aren't in that situation. Some people don't have spouses that are supportive, and that's just not an option. But if that is an option for you, then I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. Some people, if they're not married, they have their mom, their best friend, a good coworker, someone that they know will support them. Because again, this isn't something that has to be forever. It's just something to get you to open your business so that you can start getting the benefits of being an Emerald coach. And then that gives you time to recruit another person and then recruit another person. And so to be Emerald, they both have to be active. So to be an active coach, you either have to purchase or sell 50 PV. So I'm just going to use the example of like, okay, what if I sign my husband, how do I do it the cheapest way? And how do I keep him active without spending all this money? Same if it was like your mom. I recently just re-signed my mom up. I signed her up a long time ago when I needed her to advance rank. I canceled her because I didn't need her anymore. And I recently just signed her up again for another reason. So it's just for like a spot holder. And so there's a few ways of doing it. The first is that it sounds less expensive. In the end, you are spending more money, but it's just to pay the $40. So if you pay $40, you make your husband a coach. I think you can hear my child, but she never cries. So you spend the $40 to become a coach. So he's a coach, but he's not active because you didn't purchase product. So now you have to purchase or sell 50 PV. So what most coaches do now, because there's so many products now, like in the past, most coaches would just drink Shakeology every single month. We didn't have Performance Line. We have so many products now, so that most coaches are drinking Shakeology and they're drinking Performance Line. So if they're already drinking, like for me, if I have Shakeology in my account to keep me active, I can buy Performance Line through Mike's account because it's something I'm already using. So I can just purchase it through his. So I just still use whatever I would normally drink myself. Well, he drinks it too, and then I purchase it through him, and that keeps him active. The other thing you can do is if you want to make a sale through your spouse, they would get the commission, so you get the commission, and then you wouldn't be purchasing anything. So like I know a lot of times Maria sells through her husband's account because it is like double dipping. So her husband gets the volume for the sale and Maria gets the volume for the sale. So you're really double dipping the volume. And so that's why like once you start to have your husband underneath you, you always want to try to like get Success Club yourself. So like making those 3 challenge pack sales. But after that, you could potentially be making sales through your husband's account, and then you're double dipping the volume. So then you're cycling more, and that's where that team cycle bonus kicks in. So maybe instead of $28, you get $56 because you're selling through his account. So that's one way you can do it. Spend $40 to become a coach and then purchase something for $50. So that would be like $90 that you're spending. Then he would be active for 5 weeks. So you potentially then would have 5 weeks. If you were an Emerald and had one on each side, you would have 5 weeks to get another coach, and then your husband wouldn't have to be active anymore. You would have to pay the $15 a month fee, but you wouldn't have to pay for him to be active because you have another coach. You signed up another coach that would keep you Emerald. So you still have one on each side. Does this make sense? So like he wouldn't have to be active because you have Susan is active. So you still have the one on each side. So that's kind of like how you can, $90, that would be $40 sign up and then like $50 to buy a product for yourself. So that would be $90. Or you can buy a challenge pack. So your husband can buy a challenge pack. I usually recommend now that it's like Beachbody On Demand, it's all like we don't have DVDs anymore and everyone has on demand. So buying a 3-day refresh challenge pack. So it's $160 you'd be spending for your husband to become a coach. You yourself would make $50 commission from that sale. So you already made commission back. So then you have $110 that you've spent. Then if you bought the Shakeology in packets, you sell them for $5 a piece. So sometimes you can say like, oh, I'm running a 5-day Shakeology challenge, or we're doing our free group this month, and it's a clean eating, and I have the option to buy Shakeology, because people like to buy Shakeology packets because they don't have to commit to a bag. They like to try the flavors. So if you sell those for $5 a pop, then you end up making more than you originally spent. So it's more money up front, but if you sell all the packets, then you're actually making more money back, and you have a 3-day refresh that you can use for yourself and share results, and you're going to make sales off that as well. So that's the one I usually recommend, because you get Success Club points for the challenge pack. You make more money back in the end, and you're getting people trying Shakeology, and you get a 3-day refresh. So that one you actually make money off of in the end. It's just a bigger investment. So that's usually what's recommended for either your mom or your husband, sibling, someone that like you can basically either say, hey, do you want to do my next challenge group? Do this with me for a couple of months, have them do 8 weeks of lift or 80-day obsession or something with you for a few months. And then that's going to get you to Emerald. And then in that time, you can be recruiting new people. So even if you get one more person or 2 more people over the course of those couple of months that they might be doing a program and getting products at discount, maybe then your sister's like, I'm going to go inactive because I finished lift and I'm doing something else right now. But you already have another coach that is now active. And so it's okay if she goes inactive. So this doesn't have to be like forever. These are people to just support you. Like Allison signed up her best friend when she first signed, and her best friend is still a coach on her team. People usually sign their mom, sibling, like unless you have someone that you have already has it as a challenger, or people that have come to you and said like, oh, I'm kind of interested in the coaching opportunity, then obviously that's a score as well. It's usually when people are trying to hit it really fast and they haven't even been invited to the business yet. So I know like some of you have already signed up your husband. I know that a couple of people like Christy, I know you just signed up your first coach, so you're already halfway there. So it's really just like thinking about like, okay, how can I just make this happen as fast as I can? And it's something that doesn't have to be forever. Like if you ask, like maybe your mom wants to try Shakeology and you sign her up for discounts. Maybe there's one of your best friends, you're like, girl, just do this with me. Either coach with me or do lift with me and just sign up for discounts. In the end, even if they do nothing at discount, paying the $15 a month fee, they're going to save money. Even if they do nothing, they don't make any sales, they're going to save money. So if they buy a challenge pack, become a discount coach for free, drink Shakeology for 2 or 3 months or Performance Line, they're going to save at least like $17 a month at minimum, even with the $15 a month coaching fee. So it's kind of like a no-brainer. And that's why a lot of coaches that recruit a ton of people, they make every single challenger that signs up a coach, because they're like, it just makes sense that you're going to sign up, even if you drink product for a few months throughout the program, you're going to save money. So they just kind of make it like it's a no-brainer. So keep that in mind too. So if you've had people reach out to you about coaching, and like I'm here to help you. If you have someone that is like interested and you don't know how to close the deal, like I would be open to getting on a 3-way call. I would be open to sending a video, like whatever I can do to help you guys. I'm totally here to help the process. But it's just important for you to like know the importance of it and know that like it really is like the opening and starting of your business. And it's exciting to become Emerald, get recognized for it, and then start making just like that residual income, because it's kind of nice to just wake up and be like, even if it's $20, like that's like 4 coffees like at Starbucks. So that money does start to add up. And even if like you make $14 a week, that's $60 in a month. That could be like someone's gas that they put in their car to go to work. And you may not think it's a lot of money, but there are people that struggle out there so much financially that $60 could change their life. And it sounds crazy, but I know girls that were like, I was crying at the gas station because my debit card had no money and I didn't have any money to put in my car. So like people, you never know where people are at. So when you start to make that money, even if it's $50 a month, and you sharing that, and that it was basically from you just building your team and it wasn't even sales that you made yourself, that's what will start to click with people. And Pumpkin Shakeology is coming out this month too. So like I'm going to be telling everybody that if they have a spouse or a mom or someone that is under them, to just purchase their Pumpkin Shakeology if they want it. I mean, probably every coach will be getting it, because even if you don't like pumpkin, you should buy it because people are going to want it, and then you could sell it for $5 a pop, and people are going to buy it. And it's 56 point value. So it's enough to get somebody active. So if you just kind of have to think of it that way. If there's anything you want, just buy it through your mom or your spouse. You are allowed to cover like the fees and buy product under 2 people that are related to you. So it has to be either a parent, a spouse, or a child. So like when I signed up my mom, I emailed Beachbody and said, hey, I just signed up my mom. I want to be on, it's called U+2. And so if I want to buy product under her, I'm allowed to do that. Usually when there's a coach, like only you will be able to put in your credit card name. You can't put like someone else's credit card information in because it's like illegal with multi-level marketing, because you can't just like purchase under other people's accounts. But you're allowed to do that for 2 people. And so people do it often for like their parent or their spouse. And if like you don't want like your mom to have to pay the monthly fee for the, the 3 months that you might need her to be a coach, or maybe you want to buy Pumpkin Shakeology under her, and so you want to be able to have that access. So that's a benefit as well. And just remember, like anything that you're spending is a write-off. You're going to get it back, guys. Like it's insane how much you can write off. It's insane. I'll just say that. So just keep track of everything that you're spending, and all of this will come back to you. So, are there any questions? Does that like kind of make sense? At least the benefits of it make sense and why you should do it. And then, so off the top of your mind, like, does anyone come to mind that you feel like, okay, this is who I could sign up? Christy, I know you signed up your friend. So you're planning on signing up your husband?
Yes.
And does what I say make sense for like how to do it to save the most money? So like the initial purchase, if you do a challenge pack, it would take longer. It would be the initial investment, but if you sell it, then it would come back. Or it would just be do the $40, and then when you want to buy something, you would just buy it through him. Mm-hmm. That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay. Christine, I know you signed up your husband. And then you had that other girl that was kind of interested. Did she ever, sorry, we keep clicking on mute.
We've been going back and forth. I touch base with her like every other day, and she's still like, I'm not sure, I'm not ready to make a commitment. And I sent her one of the free things of Shakeology that I was giving away for like testers, for people that wanted to try it but didn't want to commit. So she should be getting it either today or tomorrow. So I'm going to follow up with, because I ended up sending like 7 packs out, I think, to people.
Oh,
so
wow. Yeah. So, I mean, I would be happy to send like her my story if you want to get her on like a freeway call. A lot of times people like phone calls are so like, like things of the past, but like usually when you get people on the phone, Nikki's been doing it. That's how she's friggin' recruited like 1 million people this month. Like when you get people on the phone, they hear your voice, and then like you kind of like go over like what they're concerned about. Because everything she's concerned about, I don't even know what she is, but I know that I've heard them all. So just talking to her through it, then it might be something we could. Because she got on the coaching event, right? Or no?
No, I sent her the video, but she couldn't get on the coaching event.
Okay. Because there is the one too that we did last week that we could always tag her in those too.
Okay.
But like you could just say like, hey, would you be open to getting on like a three-way call, and my coach can go over like anything you're worried about or something. And I would be happy to do that too.
Okay.
Does anyone else come to mind otherwise for you?
To be honest with you, the people that did, I had messaged, I think I may have told you this, like the first person told me that they're getting ready for gastric bypass surgery, so they can't do anything crazy right now. And then somebody else told me that they have just been diagnosed with Crohn's disease and they're going through all this stuff. And I'm like, all these people. And then I had the crazy girl that was like, oh yeah, Beachbody's such a scam.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my first 3 people that I messaged totally shot me down. That did not make me feel good.
I know, you need to be like a spokesperson of like how to get back on the horse, because you were like, whatever, moving on, which was amazing.
But then my first sale was like a total random person that has never commented on any of my posts that I've made or anything. She just like direct messaged me and asked me, okay, I want to sign up for something.
That's why it's like so important to just be like present, because people are always watching. It's always the people that like don't comment and stuff, then they'll like message you. So that's why they come out of the woodwork. But yeah, so. But yeah, definitely just shoot her a message too. I mean, you can follow up with the Shakeology maybe, and then just be like, oh, would you want to hop on a call? Like I would even do a Zoom call so she could like see me, and like we could like, it would be more like fun, but I know that they have to like open, get a Zoom account, and that might be more annoying for her. But actually, now that I'm saying it, Maria has a couple coaches too that are girls that are thinking of coaching, but they haven't. And I'm like, let's just get them on. So I'm like, maybe if we had like 4 or 5 girls that were like almost there, we could get them all on one and just sign them all up, and just get over their fears. So yeah.
Is there another coaching event this week?
We're going to skip this week because we're just where it was like a short week with the holiday. But like what I've been doing, like today, yesterday, I just tagged them in the videos that we did from last week. I tagged them in mine. I did with Nikki. So we like tag teamed. We were in a live video together, and then I tagged them in. Katie and Emily did one together. There was one other that would have been awesome, but like it was super hard to hear because she was outside. So I haven't been tagging people in that one because it was just like wicked loud. But yeah, so there's one with me and then one with Emily and Katie. And they just go over we go over all we talk about our stories. Just we wanted people to know that we come from like all different walks of life, and like we all have different things going on in our lives, but how we all became coaches, how it helped us. And we go over like how we fitted into crazy lives. Like Nikki's like school, mom, work, how I started coaching when I was like almost 200 pounds. So you don't have to be like at your goal weight. How it's like about sharing your journey along the way and not like waiting till you're at a better place. That's what most of my objections are. They're like, I just want to be in a better place, like lose the weight first and then do it, because they feel like people will judge them for being like heavier. But it really is like so much better to pull people on with you. And the only thing we didn't really go over was like how you make money, which we normally do in the coaching events. But it was more so to just like go over the other objections. Cause I feel like in the end, it never really is like, it's about the money. It's about people are like self-conscious of themselves, or they don't know how to run a business, or they feel like no one will follow them, or they feel like they're going to be salesy. That's another huge one. I'm like, none of us want to be salesy. You think we're like, yes, I want to be this sleazy salesperson. It's like, no one does. Like, that's why we teach you how to do it and what not to do. Like, we always teach you what not to do too. So yeah, so I'm sure one of her objections is in there. But yeah, so you could always, I'll tag you in them so you have them, so you know where they are. And then that way you can always tag her in them too. And hopefully she likes Shakeology. All right. Anyone else? Kara? Paige? Anyone come to mind?
I had a question.
Yeah.
I know someone at work that I work with. She already does Shakeology, and she's a coach under somebody else, but she doesn't talk to that person anymore.
Oh, is she like a discount coach or a regular coach?
Yeah, a discount coach.
So technically, when people are coaches, they have to, if they wanted to like ever switch to, they have to cancel, and then they have to wait 6 months.
Oh, okay.
So they do that so that like people don't just like jump from coach to coach. So yeah, I mean, it would be like kind of like she wouldn't be able to get a discount for 6 months.
6 months.
If she canceled, you know what I mean? Unless she literally just wanted it for the discount, like only, and like her husband signed up under you instead. You know what I mean? And just
right.
And that way, it was just like in the same household, and it was just for discount. But yeah.
And then my dad wanted to try 2B Mindset.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And my husband wants to do Lift 4 when I start it. I think I have 2 weeks. On the 17th, I was going to start.
Oh, that's so good to do it together.
Right.
It's so good to do it together. Yeah, because then you can share about it, and yeah. So, well, if you went that route, if your dad bought like the 2B Mindset Challenge Pack and you signed him up as a coach, it would be like a free sign up for him. And then at least for like a few months, if he was drinking Shakeology, it would be cheaper. And like I said, so like even if he was paying the $15 a month fee, if he was drinking Shakeology, he'd save like $17, even with the fee. And then again, it might not be forever, but if you're like, oh, dad will help me, he might do it. And then for your husband, like it would be up to you. You could pay like $40 if you'd rather just do that. And then maybe get him like either Shakeology or the Performance Line or something to use during it, because he's probably going to.
Yeah, I don't have Lyft access yet, so I could have him sign up for Lyft.
Oh yeah, you could have him do the Lyft challenge pack, so that
Yeah.
you have on demand for the year, and just know that like after that, you'll always have to use his email for sign in and all that
Right.
versus yours. And yeah, so that would be easy. The nice thing about that, if your husband did the challenge pack and then your dad did it, at least you get 2 Success Club points for both. So that would be 4 Success Club points, which would be nice. So yeah, sounds like a good game plan.
Okay.
We'll work on that. I'm gonna write all this down real quick. All right, and then let's see. Anyone else? All right, that's it. So, do you have any other questions before we hop off? Anybody? Well, it sounds good though. Like you guys are either halfway there already, or you have a game plan. So that's great. So, rank advancements happen on Thursday, so just remember that. So like anything you do up to Wednesday night at midnight, you'll rank advance. Hey, you'll rank advance Thursday for Emerald. So if you don't do it before Wednesday night at midnight, then it'll happen the week after. So if you sign up 2 people and it's a Thursday, you would rank advance the following Thursday. So yeah, so it sometimes takes a little money up front. But then, like, I was talking to someone about it the other day, I think it was Maria, and we were like, to start your own business, it basically was for you to purchase your own products, and then to get you to your next step, you might be investing a little more. It's still only like $200 something really to start your own business. So, and you get it back. It's just that investment in it first. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for hopping on. That was good. I think we made some progress. Right.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, have a good